credit to SMU for finding a way to win. Obviously, a lot of self-inflicted issues for us. And at the end, just didn't have enough to overcome it. Play hard, that's a positive. We always play hard till the end, every game, but a lot of penalties. It's on all of us. So, questions, please.
Mario, on that last drive in regulation, the fourth down, Marquise Lightfoot, unnecessary roughness, calling a timeout. Just where did things go wrong there? Did you know they were going to accept timeout, or how did that sort of play out there?
One more time, I'm sorry.
The fourth down on the final drive, Marquise Lightfoot called for unnecessary roughness. Just
we're trying to see what they're in, so we're using a timeout, and Marquise just didn't hear the whistle. He's just playing football. So I'm not sure why that's called in such a critical situation when we're trying to stop play, right? So it's really loud. I imagine people should step in and prevent players from moving forward and finishing a play, but it didn't happen, so we were called for a personal foul.
Mario, you mentioned self-inflicted wounds, obviously close to 100 yards in penalties. What was not clicking in terms of there's a lot of false starts and calls on the offensive line?
Yep. Well, it's the things that we work on daily. It's the things that we've made a point of emphasis, but obviously we're not getting a result, so we're not coaching it, teaching it, and executing it well enough. The verbal stuff, we had some issues with their stems and movements. We tried to report when our cadence is being mimicked, but that didn't get any traction, and it is what it is. That happens in football, so no excuses there. Not enough discipline as it relates to just holding our water and not jumping off sides, illegal procedure.
Mario, first quarter passing game is going great. JoJo had almost 100 yards in the first quarter. Then he drops the ball early in the second quarter. It gets intercepted. They go and score on the next play. But it seemed from that point there was a lot less of an attempt to throw the ball down the field. Was that by design or?
No, the calls were still made. The coverages do change, the umbrella changes, so sometimes the underneath stuff is more what we were taking. We're moving the ball well in the first half. The first quarter, we just weren't finishing drives. Self-inflicted.
Mario, final drive of regulation, was there any thought just to try a couple quick passes to get in the field goal range?
We felt that if we could get a return to pop it out past the 35, gives us a chance. For us in our charts, anything inside the 25 under 30 seconds is more risk than actual reward. And we felt good about taking the game in overtime.
Mario, where do you guys go from here? Obviously, 2 losses. You said every game from here now is basically playoff football. With 2 losses, where do you feel like?
Well, you just got to be a grown man and face reality. We didn't take care of business, and that's completely on us. And if you're raised the right way and you've got the right stuff inside you, you go right back to work. You don't know how things shake out. This is certainly a wild college football season, and the focus has to be on us taking care of our business. I mean, that's again, you always give credit to the opponent because that's a good football team, and when you make that many mistakes, and they are flat-out mistakes, it's on everybody in the organization, with myself, every coach, every player. And when you make that many mistakes as an organization, you allow yourself to be put in a position where you can get beat, and that's what happened today in overtime.
Mario, I saw Mark Fletcher got hurt late in the fourth quarter, didn't come back in. Do you know what his status might be or what's going on there?
Don't know, hard to tell. I mean, we try to be optimistic about all these injuries up until, the doctor makes a decision. But certainly we'll keep, as best we can, posted on that.
And then the 3 guys who were able to play, CJ, OJ, and Ahmad. How were they? Sort of what happened to them?
Yeah, CJ, Ahmad, we were all optimistic about all 3 and gave it as much time as we could, and just felt it got to a point where it was now obvious they were not going to be able to help us. And once they were at that point and the doctor declared them, unfit to play, that's when we made the decision not to play them.
Mario, with the mistakes and the penalties in particular, that has been something that has cropped up here in the last couple of games. What do you feel like maybe isn't clicking for guys when you've been stressing this over and over to get it right and maybe reduce the penalties?
Yeah. We've taken a deep dive into it. We certainly don't. We're not blind to it. We've approached it and attacked it dead on. It's part of our regimen, our culture. It's what we've always implemented on a daily basis, especially the last couple weeks. And the result was nowhere near. So everything associated with it, from the technique of it, the angle, the hat position, the cadence, the processes, all the things that can give us an opportunity to rectify that, has to be assessed once again all the way to the tee and find a way. You don't sit around, you don't throw your hands up and just say, I don't know. You just go to work, and at the end of the day, you gotta, like I told the guys, you gotta be a grown man and face it. Now's when things go wrong, that's when all the rats start to come out and try to peck at you and all that other stuff, and you gotta go tell them to go, you know what, and go to work and do it emphatically and do it with some guts and go fix the things that we have to fix so we can go get better and win.
Mario, how you know this team? You've been with them since January.
Mhm.
How confident are you in the resilience that you will see that now to close out the year?
We've always been confident in our teams. I mean, there hasn't been, we've lost, I think, 4 games in the last 2 regular seasons. It's all been down to 1 possession. It's even when we screwed up, it's so hard to beat Miami. We just found, we really found a way to just not execute and not put it together. And again, that's every coach, every player. So it's not finger pointing. It won't be.
On the defensive side of things, you guys made them pretty one-dimensional. I think held up to 20-ish rushing yards, but you're still able to move the ball through the air. Just what was working for them on offense?
Talking about their passing game?
Yeah.
I mean, they have some good receivers. Some of the underthrown fades they hit. We got open for a fade down the stretch, but they picked the flag on a pass interference. So hopefully I'll get the explanation on that one. They got us on a couple of, some of our match coverages and got the guy to the flat and the wheel route with it. They exposed the seam a couple of times, and then sometimes they just made some really, really good plays. The arm angles by the quarterback down the stretch were really, really impressive. He's a really good player. That's about it.
Anything else for Coach? All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.